Alright, so hello and welcome. Oh boy. Yeah, so we're here. Howdy. I guess I'm taking a break from the normal thing that I would do, which would be solve some more leak code problems. I don't know, man. I guess there are more problems that I could solve, or more problems that I can solve. But what was I saying? Sorry, I'm trying to focus here. I don't know, man. Dude, my life is just it's too much. There's too many things. It's difficult to kind of try to keep it together. Yeah, I wanted to spend some time learning a little bit about Java because I thought I knew a little bit about Java, but actually it's been so long since I've actually done anything in Java that I want to take a look again. So here we are. We'll go on Hackerrank and spend some time. Excuse me. Yeah. So we'll go on. Go on Hackerrank and do the basic Java challenges, I guess. Welcome to the world of Java. Practice printing the standard out. The code stubs in your editor declare a solution class and a main method. Complete the main method by copying the 2 lines of code below and pasting them inside the body of your main method. Hello world. Hello Java. There's no input for this challenge. Output. Print 2 lines of output. Hello world. Hello Java. Code here. Class should be named solution. Alright. Easy enough. Challenges require you to read input from standard in and write output, standard output. Popular way to read input from standard in is by using the scanner class, specifying the input stream as system.in. For example, scanner new scanner system in, string my string scanner.next, my int scanner.next int, scanner close. Is this a real class? It is. Simple text scanner, which can parse primitive types and strings using regular expressions, breaks its input into tokens using a delimiter pattern. Default matches whitespace. Resulting tokens may then be converted into values of different types using the various next methods. Code allows a user to read a number from system.in. New scanner system.in sc int I equals sc.nextInt. Another example, code allows long types to be assigned from entries in a file my numbers. Scanner, find new file my numbers. Excuse me. While sc.hasNext long equals a long. Scanner can also use delimiters other than whitespace. Excuse me. Example reads several items. Excuse me. Wow, got a lot of gas. Got gas and hiccups. Whew. Hooey. This example reads several items in from a string. Input 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish. New scanner input use delimiter fish. I think S is white space. So any amount of white, oh actually, I don't know what S is. But yeah, you got a delimit on fish, so you get 1, 2, red, blue. Yeah, 1, 2, red, blue. Next int, next int, next, close. I guess this is white space. That's probably what this is. So you can use a regular expression. Same output can be generated with this code, which uses a regular expression to parse all 4 tokens at once. Find in line. Whoa. Match result, result match. For each I in the result group count, print result.group I close. Yeah, I've seen this before. This is like a typical regular expression library thing. Python has a similar thing, where you have matches and you have like a group of matches. You have like a whole data structure associated with the matches. New scanner input. Same output can be generated with this code, which uses a regular expression to parse all 4 tokens at once. Find in line. Fish, fish, fish. Oh, that's interesting. So each of these parentheses creates a group in the regex. So then you get D is digits, W I guess is any character, and then so any characters. Interesting. Default whitespace delimiter used by a scanner is as recognized by character.isWhitespace. The reset method will reset the value of the scanner's delimiter to the default whitespace delimiter regardless of whether it was previously changed. A scanning operation may block waiting for input. The next and hasNext methods and their primitive type companion methods such as nextInt and hasNextInt first skip any input that matches the delimiter pattern and then attempt to return the next token. Both hasNext and next methods may block waiting for further input. Whether a hasNext method blocks has no connection to whether or not its associated next method will block. Oh, okay, interesting. Block waiting for input. Interesting. I don't really know what that means exactly. I think block means that you basically wait, and it's like a busy loop type of thing. You're just waiting, like you don't do any more input in the program. Program stops, I guess. I guess that's what that means. I don't know. Find inline java.lang.string, find within horizon, java.lang.string int, and skip java.util.regex.pattern methods operate independently of the delimiter pattern. These methods will attempt to match the specified pattern with no regard to delimiters in the input and thus can be used in special circumstances where delimiters are not relevant. These methods may block waiting for more input. When a scanner throws an input mismatch exception. Just kind of like reading these things mindlessly, I don't know. It's probably a lot to read here. Well, yeah, summary, different constructors and different methods. Radix. I was wondering, what does this mean? Returns the scanner's default radix. The scanner's radix affects elements of its default number matching regular expressions. Localized numbers above. Oh, okay. Interesting. I think that means number matching pattern regular expressions. Capable of scanning numbers in the standard formats as well as in the formats of the scanner's locale. Initial locale is the value returned by the get locale.getDefault. Locale category.format method. It may be changed via the use locale method. The reset method will reset the value of the scanner's locale, the initial locale, regardless of whether it was previously changed. The localized formats are defined in terms of the following parameters, which for a particular locale are taken from that locale's decimal format object. DF and its decimal format symbols object DFS. Character used to separate my body. Local group separator. The character used to separate thousands groups. Decimal point. Positive prefix, suffix, negative prefix. NaN, infinity, number syntax, digit. Strings that can be parsed as numbers by an instance of this class are specified in terms of the following regular expression grammar, where Rmax is the highest digit and the radix being used. For example, Rmax is 9 in base 10. Oh, interesting. Okay, so you change the radix to get digits, non-zero digits, non-ASCII digits. So there's a grammar that's defined for this parser. That's very interesting. All right. Okay. Anyway, I was curious about this with the scanner does. So you get the idea. Don't need to go so deep, so far into it. All right. Code above creates a scanner object named scanner and uses it to read a string and an int. Then closes the scanner object because there is no more input to read, and prints to standard out using system.out.println. So if our input is high 5, code will print my string is high, my string is 5, my int is 5. Alternatively, you can use the buffered reader class. So it's a line number reader. Reads text from a character input stream, buffering characters so as to provide for the efficient reading of characters, arrays, and lines. The buffer size may be specified or the default size may be used. The default is large enough for most purposes. Generally, each read request made of a reader causes a corresponding read request to be made of the underlying character or byte stream. It is therefore advisable to wrap a buffered reader around any reader whose read operations may be costly, such as file readers and input stream readers. For example, buffered reader in, new buffered reader, new file reader foo.in. Read request made of a reader causes a corresponding read request to be made of the underlying character or byte stream. Sorry. Thoughts. Each read request made of a reader causes a corresponding read request to be made of the underlying character or byte stream. each read request made of a reader causes a corresponding read request. Each read request made of a reader causes a corresponding read request to be made of the underlying character or byte stream. Each read request made of a reader causes a corresponding read request to be made of the underlying character or byte stream. Okay. It's therefore advisable to wrap a buffered reader around any reader whose read operations may be costly, such as file readers and input stream readers. Oh, I get it. Okay, you know, I've read this when I was younger. I didn't understand what they were talking about. Like there's a lot of stuff I didn't understand when I was younger that make a lot more sense now. Buffered reader in equals new buffered reader, new file reader foo.in. Will buffer the input from the specified file. Without buffering, each invocation of read or read line could cause bytes to be read from the file, converted into characters, and then returned. Will buffer the input from the specified file. Without buffering, each invocation of read or read line could cause bytes to be read from the file, converted into characters, and then returned, which can be very inefficient. So basically, what this means is that when you use a buffered reader, you're going to read a large chunk of the stream into the buffer first, and then when you call read and write commands, read commands from the buffered reader, then it'll take it from the buffer. And then I guess when the buffer is empty or a certain point, then when you try to read, more will be taken from the, so there'll be sort of a bulk read, I guess, operation that happens internally, which is really interesting. But that's like, I had no idea what this was, what I was reading way back when I read this. I think I didn't know what buffer meant, but anyway. Programs that use data input streams for textual input can be localized by replacing each data input stream with an appropriate buffered reader. Interesting. So you can put the buffered reader on top of a data input stream, and then that'll help you with localization. Okay, neat. And there's some read, mark supported, marks the present position in the stream. Not sure what the mark is supposed to do or mean. Skip. Read line, skip, ready. Whether the stream is ready to be read, the buffered character stream is ready if the buffer is not empty, or if the underlying character stream is ready. Gotcha. Mark supported. Mark. Oh, I see. Reset will move to this point. Oh, that's interesting. So when you read, you don't necessarily clear the buffer. So you could put you can read from the buffer, then put a mark, and then read more, and then reset and read more again. So you can read the same thing over and over again if you wanted to. Oh, that's interesting. Neat. Okay. Alternatively, you can use the buffered reader class. In this challenge, you must read 3 integers from standard in and then print them to standard out. Each integer must be printed on a new line. To make the problem a little easier, a portion of the code is provided for you in the editor below. There are 3 lines of input, and each line contains a single integer. Sample input, sample output. Okay. So says, what's the task? 3 integers from standard in, print them to standard out. Each integer must be printed on a new line. Okay, neat. So we get next int, and then I guess these should be, oops. Okay, let's try that. Congratulations. Congratulations. Next. In this challenge, we test your knowledge of using if-else conditional statements to automate decision-making processes. An if-else statement has the following logical flow. If A is true, then B, otherwise C, and if. True, false, BC. Given an integer n, perform the following conditional actions. If n is odd, print weird. If n is even, and in the inclusive range of 2 to 5, print not weird. If n is even, and in the inclusive range of 6 to 20, print weird. If n is even and greater than 20, print not weird. Complete the stub code provided in your editor to print whether or not n is weird. Single line containing a positive integer n, 1 less than or equal to n less than or equal to 100. Weird if the number is weird, otherwise print not weird. Okay. Got it. IO, math, security, text, util, concurrent, regex. Look at all these libraries that are used. Whoa. Private static final scanner, new scanner system in. Main, scanner next, skip. Look at these characters. Close. Oh, okay. So that's it, just n. Huh. Neat. So we want to print it. Okay, sure. So we want if n is odd, print weird. So it's if n modulo 2 is 1. Oh, you can do this too. N and 1 is 1. It's odd. Otherwise, if n is even, n between 2 and 5, print weird. And n is, oh, using a large n here. Odd, or yeah, odd, or even, and n is greater than or equal to 2, and n is less than or equal to 5. System.out. Weird. And then, what are the next ones? If n is even and in the inclusive range, I'm sorry, the second one is not weird. 6 to 20 is weird. Not weird. NOT, yeah, not weird. And 6 to 20 is weird. Okay. And so this one is weird. Okay, if n is even and greater than 20, we say not weird. Okay. Finally, I probably could just do else, but we'll do else if, make it clear. Okay. Let's see what we get here. Looks okay. Let's submit it. See how we do. Alright, got it. Now one more question though. I think we can do booleans, right? So we could do boolean. So is odd. And so all these cases it's not odd, so we actually don't even need to check. Excuse me. So I take that back. We don't need to store this. Two to 5, 6 6 to 20. And then finally greater than 20. Okay. And I think in this case, I think we have the same result. Okay. Neat. Okay, fair enough. All right, next challenge. In this challenge, you must read an integer, a double, and a string from standard in, then print the values according to the instructions in the output format section below. To make the problem a little easier, a portion of the code is provided for you in the editor. We recommend completing Java standard in, standard out 1 before attempting this challenge. There are 3 lines of input. First line contains an integer, the second line contains a double, third line contains a string. There are 3 lines of output. On the first line, print string followed by the unaltered string read from standard in. On the second line, print double followed by the unaltered double read from standard in. On the third line, print int followed by the unaltered integer read from standard in. To make the problem easier, a portion of the code is already provided in the editor. If you use the next line method immediately following the nextInt method, recall that nextInt reads integer tokens. Because of this, the last new line character for that line of integer input is still queued in the input buffer, and the next line will be reading the remainder of the integer line, which is empty. If you use the next line method immediately following the nextInt method, call the nextInt reads integer tokens. Because of this, the last new line character for that line of integer input is still queued in the input buffer, and the next line will be reading the remainder of the integer line, which is empty. Oh, interesting. Okay. 42, 3.1415. I guess this is supposed to be part of pi. Welcome to Hackerrank's Java tutorials. I actually don't know if this is pi or not. All I know is pi is approximately 3.14. I don't know if it's what comes after that. Int 42. Scan it, string double int SDI. So I think you want well, what happens when we do this? They gave some warning here about the buffer. Oh, wait. Int double string. I don't know. What does this do? They're saying that, I think they were saying that this won't work. Huh. Okay. Can you just do scan? Or just read? What does that do? Oh, whoa, whoa, ouch. Cannot find symbol. Let's see. Can also make this a little bit bigger for both of us. Next. Oh, I see. Just uses white space. But we don't want to use white space. We want everything, right? So, has next. Can use. I think I understand. I mean, we could scan it twice, right? There's a few ways to do that, I guess, or probably more than one, at least. Next line. We can do, yeah, we want to do next line because so here's the deal. We want to toss out this new line character. However, if we just scanned out next, that's going to toss out the new line character, but also grab a new word. So we don't want to do that. we want the word to stay there. Okay, interesting. Let's go for it. See how we do. All right, that's fine. It doesn't need to be better than that. That's okay. Oh, earned our first star. Okay, neat. Neat. Java's system.out.printf function can be used to print formatted output. The purpose of this exercise is to test your understanding of formatting output using printf. To get you started, a proportion of the solution is provided for you in the editor. You must format and print the input to complete the solution. Input format. Every line of input will contain a string followed by an integer. String followed by an integer. Each string will have a maximum of 10 alphabetic characters, and each integer will be in the inclusive range from 0 to 999. Okay. Output. Each line of output, there should be 2 columns. First column contains the string and is left justified using exactly 15 characters. The second column contains the integer expressed in exactly 3 digits. If the original input has less than 3 digits, you must pad your output leading digits with zeros. Okay, so Java 100, CPP 65, Python 50. Java, CPP, Python. Okay. Explanation. Each string is left justified with trailing white space through the first 15 characters. The leading digit of the integer is the 16th character, and each integer that was less than 3 digits now has leading zeros. Okay. Also, this looks wrong, by the way. This looks slightly wrong. This looks like this should be shifted over. Excuse me a little bit. I think it's actually not wrong. I think the issue is just that the characters themselves have different sizes. So if you have like large like M, for instance, if you had M a few times, then it sort of shoves everything over. Whereas P's, I guess, don't push things over very much. Yeah, that's interesting. It's interesting. It's interesting. Maybe another way of saying it is that the white space characters are smaller than the characters themselves. So in general, so if there's more white space, it'll be further to the left. If there's less white space, it'll be further to the right. That's what's going on there. That appears to be what is going on there. Alright, so string int, complete this line. Oh, okay. So there's already a loop where this is happening 3 times, so we want to print justified string and justified. So there's a printf, print formatted string. Okay, sure. Yeah, I mean this is what is it? Formatted strings are something you see in a few different languages, but basically you have like a sort of a sub-language to specify the format of a string. And every Java, C++, quite a few different C, quite a few different languages have like a printf function with its formatting string, formatting language. Well, isn't there documentation somewhere? Excuse me. This information you've entered on this page will be sent over an insecure connection and can be read by a third party. Yeah. Excuse me. Okay. Let's printf here. Where I guess they're the same function. Oh, they're equivalent, okay. Oh, it's a variadic. Gotcha. Gotcha. But there's a way to left justify and right justify, right? I might want to go to there's a formatter, and there's also the other one, which is basic IO. Let's see. So you can use a flag. Left justified. So dash. Ten characters in width. Right justified with 3 places after the decimal. So 8 padded with zeros. The plus does what? Includes the sign. Comma 8D. Oh, I see. Comma 8D number positive. New line character appropriate to the platform running the application. Oh, I see. This will give you 2 new lines. It's %n. And then float 3 decimals. 10 right justified. Percent. So okay, so we do left justified is a minus. All right. So I think I got it, or maybe I have it. I don't know. I could try. So we'll do system.out.printf or format, and we're going to say format string. And we're going to say si and x. So we have a string. And we have a we actually probably should go back to this. It's a string, and there's a digit, float, new line, daytime. Is there something that's not a digit or a float, like just a plain old string? Excuse me. Any value is a string. Okay, so just S. Got it. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Yeah. Okay. So we do %s, and we're going to say 15 characters, and then we're going to say %03, and it's not going to be S, it's going to be a digit. Decimal? Not decimal. And no. Integer. Now what do they say for integers? TV, hexadecimal, floating point, decimal value. I guess it's just D. I don't know. What do we get if we do this? Does it compile? Let's start with that. Wrong answer. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. But we want it left justified and right justified. So left justified we said is a minus. And then we also want a new line character here. Oh, there we go. Sweet. Interesting that this one works out okay. If you notice in this font, it doesn't quite look right, but in this font, it looks right. All right, let's go for it. Hey, we got there. Okay. Very nice. Huh. Okay, Java loops 1. Let's see. This challenge, we're going to use loops to help us do some simple math. Given an integer n, print its first 10 multiples. For each multiple n times I, where I is between 1 and 10 inclusive, should be printed on a new line in the form n times I equals result. Input format, single integer n, constraints 2 through 20. Output format, print 10 lines of output. Each line I, where I is between 1 and 10, contains the result of n times I in the form n times I equals result. Sample input 2. Sample output. 2, 4, 6, so all the multiples, basically, from 1 to 10. First 10 multiples. Okay. Got it. Okay, we're using a buffered reader to do this. Ooh. Oh, I want it to look like this. Okay, I want it formatted. All right. Well, sure, I guess. We're gonna use a format string. Excuse me, just because I think this might be a little bit easier with the formatted string. So I times, is it x or is it, yeah, x, I times, oh no, and the, yeah, so I is the second one actually, so n comes first, I comes next. So it's I times n equals the result. Try that. How about that one? Hey, sweet. Let's go for it. Aha, okay, I like that. There we go. That's pretty clean. That's straightforward enough. Next. We use the integers a, b, and n to create the following series. A plus 2 raised to 0 times b, a plus 2 raised to 0 times b plus 2 raised to the first times b, dot 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 a plus 2 raised to 0 times b plus 2 raised to the first times b plus dot 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 2 raised to the n minus 1 times b. By the way, this sequence can actually be reduced to something simpler. You can factor out the b, and you get 2 to the 0 plus 2 to the first. That's a geometric series, or sequence rather. Actually, it's a geometric sum, right? Which has the form 2, the sum can be rewritten as 2 raised to the, so if 2 raised to the x is sort of the largest power there, right, if we're adding these in sequence, then you can rewrite it as 2 raised to the x plus 1 minus 1, quantity, right, 2 raised to the x plus 1, quantity minus 1 over 2 minus 1, which is just 1. So it would be just 2 raised to the x plus 1 minus 1, which gives you x is 0, then this gives you just 1, right? So a plus b, and then a plus 2 raised to the, it would be 2 squared. So this is 2 to the first minus 1, this is 2 squared minus 1, this is 2 cubed minus 1, and so on, times b. So if you sort of let x be the x, or n be the nth element in this sequence, it's going to be a plus 2 raised to the n plus 1 quantity, or quantity minus 1, again quantity, times b, which is a pretty interesting kind of a formula for a sequence. So, given q queries in the form of a, b, and n, for each query print the series corresponding to the given a, b, and n values as a single line of n space-separated integers. Interesting. The first line contains an integer q denoting the number of queries. For each line I of the q subsequent lines contains 3 space-separated integers describing the respective a, b, and n values for that query. So queries a, b, n. Each query print the corresponding series on a new line. Each series must be printed in order as a single line of n space-separated integers. Okay, so that's kind of interesting. So I don't know how exactly I'm going to do this. A equals 0, b equals 2, and n equals 10 to produce some series. I don't know if I can use printf for this quite the way I would like to. Yeah, I mean I can just write to the standard out, each character in a space, and just don't write a space on the last one. Yeah, that works too. 2 queries. Kind of wondering, I guess we should just add 2 raised to a power, right? So we can keep incrementing the power as its own variable. Like you can use a power function here, but I think it's actually more efficient to not use a power function. Actually use the sum. Use like a not use a power function. Print the first 10 terms as a single line as space-separated integers. So this is an interesting question. I like this. I think I get it. So you can do the following. You would say for int I equals 0, actually in this case j equals 0, j is less than n, plus j. We're going to have a int powers of 2. We'll do 1 initially, and we're going to say int val is going to be equal to a, so int val is going to be equal to a plus powers of 2 times b, which is initially 1, right? So that's initial value. And then we say system.out.print, not print line, but just print val. And we'll say if I is equal to n minus 1, or is less than n minus 1. No, yeah, less than n minus 1. Then we print a new line, or space rather. And finally print a new line character. And what we're going to do is then update the value to itself, so plus equals powers of 2 times b, and we're going to update powers of 2 times 2, and have something like this. Hey, that looks right. Let's go for it. See how we do. Oh, uh-oh. Can we show it? Oh. Oh no. Really? Oh, that's awkward. Well, that's awkward. What happened? Hmm. How do you figure that? How can that be the case? Oh, maybe these have one. I didn't try that. Can I run my own test cases? I can't. Oh yeah, there we go. About 1, 1, 1. That might be what's wrong. Oh. Or 1, 1, 1, 1. Let's do it that way. Why are there 3 numbers? A, B, and N? Oh, I guess that makes sense. A0, B is, N is the number of, why would this be wrong though? What? Oh, not I, but Joe. How did I, oh, that's my fault. Why did that work? The first 2 cases. I'm really confused now. A little disappointed in myself. Did have the right idea. Okay, I was like, I thought I had it. I thought I had the right idea. Yeah. Yeah. Because this outer loop had an I, that was a very slight thing, but yeah, okay. I don't know if there's like a better way to do this, maybe. I don't know, that's okay, we don't need to spend too much time trying to figure that out. Java has 8 primitive data types: character, boolean, byte, short, int, long, float, and double. For this exercise, we'll work with the primitives and used to hold integer values: byte, short, int, and long. Excuse me. A byte is an 8-bit signed integer, a short is a 16-bit signed integer, an int is a 32-bit signed integer, a long is a 64-bit signed integer. Given an input integer, you must determine which primitive data types are capable of properly storing that input. Given an input integer, you must determine which primitive data types are capable of properly storing that input. To get started, a portion of the solution is provided for you in the editor. Reference nuts and bolts data types. Input format. First line contains an integer t, denoting the number of test cases. Each test case t is comprised of a single line with an integer n, which can be arbitrarily large or small. Each test case t is comprised of a single line with an integer n, which can be arbitrarily large or small. Single line with an integer n. T is comprised of a single line with an integer n, which can be arbitrarily large or small. First line contains integer t, denoting the number of test cases. For each test case t is comprised of a single line with an integer n, which can be arbitrarily large or small. It's comprised of a single line with an integer n. Okay. For each input variable n and appropriate primitive data type, you must determine if the given primitives are capable of storing it. If yes, then print can be fit into data type. If there is more than one appropriate data type, print each one on its own line and order them by size: byte, short, int, long. The number cannot be stored in one of the 4 aforementioned primitives. Print the line n can't be fit anywhere. Okay, so sample out input: -5, -150. 150,000. I don't know how many zeros that is. A very large number here, and then a very large negative number there. So it can be fitted in. It can be fit. I guess fitted can be fit. Can be fit in. Can be fitted in. Can fit in. I don't think you say fitted. That doesn't sound right. I think you say can fit in. Can fit in short, int long. Can fit in int long. Can fit in int long. Can't fit anywhere. Can fit in long. Can be stored in a few. This is very large outside the allowable range of values. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. Wow. Interesting. All right. I got it. I got the idea. Got the idea. Okay. Well, I mean, you can. Yeah. Actually, you could pretty much just copy paste this a few times. Right. So you have a byte, a short, an int, and a long. Right. And you're going to say. Oh, and actually, they're all new lines, right? So it doesn't really matter. Short, int, long. Yeah. Okay. So. Yes. So these ranges, these are 2 raised to the 16th. This is. So 128 is 2 raised to the 8th, I think. Character should be 8. Yeah. Divided by 2. So, yeah, divided by 2. So 2 raised to the 15th. It's 32768. 31st. And then the last one. There's a lot you can fit in 64 bits. So 2 raised to the 63rd. That is quite the number. That is quite the number. Yeah, we'll put these on multiple lines. I think said that was the 3, right? Yeah. And then this one is on the other side. You just subtract 1. Make it positive and subtract 1. This one, same deal. Just subtract 1. And then on this side, it's quite the number. Okay. I think that's it, by the way. Now, what's interesting is that this says it's a long that we're looking for, right? So this, oh yeah, if you can't fit anywhere, then right. Too large. I guess I have to make these long. Probably. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, I don't fit in ints. Alright. Let's go for it. See how we do. Hey! Hey! You got there. They kind of created this for us already, though. Like the try catch exception here. I wasn't sure how to handle this part. I was kind of like, I don't know, how do you know that you can't fit? Like, how do you know you can't fit into a long if the number is too large, right? you'd kind of have to, like, you could read a big integer and know that it's too big, or defer that to the scanner class and catch the exception. So that's interesting. Interesting that they provided that. Okay. Nice. Maybe this might be enough for a day, though. I think we kind of went through quite a bit. I don't know how much more do we have to do. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess we have a fifth one here. Yeah, I don't know. It takes a few minutes to do each. Introduction. Okay. Computing end of file community, commonly abbreviated end of file, is a condition in a computer operating system where no more data can be read from a data source. End of file. The challenge here is to read n lines of input until you reach end of file, then number and print all lines of content. So the challenge here is to read n lines of input until you reach end of file, then number and print all n lines of content. Challenge here is to read n lines of input until you reach end of file, then number and print all n lines of content. Java's scanner has next method is useful for this problem. Read some unknown n lines of input from standard in, system in, until you reach end of file. Each line of input contains a non-empty string. Output format. For each line, print the line number followed by a single space, and then the line content received as input. Oh, I see. Okay, I get it. Read me until end of file. Okay, got it. Okay. Also, apparently in C++ you have to be careful about reading until end of file, and the reason is because you can get an exception. Yeah, I think that's why. And no, it's not because of an exception. It's actually, yeah, I think it is. Is that it? It's... Or no, it's not because of an exception. It's just how you construct your loop is a classic mistake. If you check, I guess if you check for end of file, and then on the top of the while loop, and then you read something, what'll happen in your loop is that it won't be the end of file. You'll read a character, and then it still won't be end of file, but you won't be able to read another character, which is a little bit confusing. But end of file is not the same thing as whether or not there's another character you can read. So, yeah, it actually. You technically can you can be in a state where it's not the end of the end of file. It's not the end of file, but you also can't read another character. That's what it is. Yeah, which is kind of unusual, or not unusual. We wouldn't expect that, but that's no more data can be read from a data source. Yeah. Okay. Read n lines of input until you reach end of file, then number and print all n lines of content. Scanner method has next is helpful for this problem. Excuse me. Yeah. So print the standard out. Standard in. Okay. So let's do that. Scanner S or scan. It's a new scanner on standard inputs. So I can use system dot standard in dot in, and we're going to say while scan dot has next. We're going to do what was described here. Count starts off at 1. We're going to say string s equals scan dot next line or read line, and going to say system dot out dot print line. We're going to actually print f new line. And we're going to use count, and we're going to use s, and we're going to say s. We're going to have a space, and we're going to say d. Something like this. Compilation error. Really? Oh, I guess it's next line. Yeah, not read. Oops, I meant to do that. Not read line, but next line. Let's give that a shot. Wrong. Oh, forgot to increment the count. Can also probably do that, I think. Interesting. Yeah. I don't know how you read end of file for Java. I mean, yeah, you can just use has next. That's probably the simplest thing. Oh, look at all these job offers. Or not job offers, but job postings. Wow. Wow. Huh. What was I doing? Oh, oh, this is literally the program I just wrote. This is the same thing. Interesting. Wow. No kidding. Almost exactly the same thing. Actually, this is kind of interesting. You could even do, can make this even more, I guess, unusual by using, or more concise, I guess. Let's go for it. Sweet. We'll go to the next one. But what I wanted to see was I don't know. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna leave it. I'm thinking about just thinking about, like, I don't know if there is a way to really specify the end of file in Java, because I guess you would use like a class like scanner or something like that to read from either a file input stream or a standard input stream or something. So I don't know. I don't actually know how that works exactly, or what that would look like. Java static initializer block. Static initialization blocks are executed when the class is loaded, and you can initialize static variables in those blocks. It's time to test your knowledge of static initialization blocks. You can read about it here. Given a class solution with the main method, complete the given code so that it outputs the area of a parallelogram. With breadth b and height h, you should read the variables from the standard input. If b is less than or equal to 0 or h is less than or equal to 0, the output should be java.lang.exception. Breadth and height must be positive without quotes. Input format. There are 2 lines of input. The first line contains b, the breadth of the parallelogram. The next line contains h, the height of the parallelogram. bh, height is between negative 100 and 100. Output format. If both values are greater than 0, then the main method must output the area of the parallelogram, otherwise print java.lang.exception. Breadth and height must be positive without quotes. If both values are greater than 0, then the main method must output the area, otherwise print exception. Oh, okay. Well, we don't have to throw the exception, right? We just have to print it. I'm very confused what this has to do with initialization. Oh. What is going on? Wait, what? 2 lines of input. First lines, both values are greater than 0. Main method must output the area. Oh, okay. I'm really confused. When the class is loaded and you can initialize static variables in those blocks. That is so confusing. Oh, I see. Okay. I think I get it. Well, okay, I guess you could do something like private static, I don't know, private static b equals system dot in. How does this? I don't know what they're talking about. I think I get it, but I'm not totally sure what they mean. Excuse me. Write a private static method. Oh, okay. And call it. Okay, I think I get it. All right. A little confusing. So private static method void, just initialize variables. Something like this, I really don't know. Scanner scan sc equals new scanner system.in, and then static b, h, I don't know how the best way to do this is. I don't know what to make of this exactly. We're going to say b is equal to sc.nextInt, h equals sc.nextInt, and then flag is equal to, and then return really. B is greater than 0 and h is greater than 0. And I don't know what we're doing here. I don't know. Oh, okay. I wonder it'd be good if there was like a discussion somewhere or something. Like if there was like I could see other people's code. I don't know if there's like just a static initialization function call that you can make. I don't really know. Okay, so this one's correct, but this one's wrong. And we would say if Boolean flag equals this, and then we would say if flag and system.out print line of this, and then return the flag. Which is interesting because I think this is locally scoped. Oh. Alright, is that what we want? That's kind of interesting. Okay. Wasn't expecting that. I don't know about this. Like, you have... Yeah, I don't know about this. You have 3 variables and this flag, and you run this initialization here. But I guess you could make this private too. Also have this SC be the standard in. Just have a private static SC here. You could do it that way too. I mean, you could do, you know. And then B is sc.nextInt, and C is you could do it this way too, and then flag is initialize variables. You just say it's check dimensions. dimensions. I don't know if I like this any better. This feels kind of, excuse me, all of these feel kind of funky. But you could do it this way too. Try it this way. Let's go for it. All right, neat. My alarm's about to go off. Let's do the next one. I will be right back. Actually, it'll be some time before my alarm goes off, so don't need to do that quite yet. Okay, how are we doing on what we're looking for? Yeah, I wanted to say how am I doing on time. Hour and a half. I feel like I've learned so much in an hour and a half. Given integer n, you have to convert it into a string. Please complete the partially completed code in the editor. If your code successfully converts n into a string, s, code will print good job, otherwise it will print wrong answer. Range between -100 to 100. Okay. Write your code. What is this supposed to do? Whoa. Following class will prevent you from terminating the code using exit. Do not terminate. Exit, draft exception, extend security exception, serial version UID, forbid exit, security manager override, check permission. Permission get name contains exit VM. That's interesting. Do not terminate forbid exit. String s equals question mark, complete this line below. N equals %, of s. Good job. That was wrong answer. Do not terminate. Unsuccessful termination. So funny. You could just exit and it works, I guess. I don't know. But you can you can read in.next. Can you not? Shouldn't that? Does this typo work? White space. Okay. I'm game. What are we? So convert n to a string. That's what they're saying, suggesting. All right. So to convert n to a string, I mean, okay, I guess. Okay. Positive equals n less than 0, or negative rather. Negative. And we'll say int or string s, and we want to concatenate. We could say while n, and let's do. Actually, they don't want. You shouldn't modify n. I think. Call it x. Use x instead. And s plus equals. Yeah, well, it's s plus, we're going to say int digit equals x modulo 10. And we're going to say s plus this digit. And that's not exactly correct. Actually, this is we need to reverse these things. Really would be the other way around. You can concatenate backwards. So if we get 0 as the first digit on the right side, s is going to be 0 with, I think it's the other way around. Actually, I think this is correct. That's a little bit confusing, but yeah, so let's do like the first, just 3 digits, right? So 0 would go on the right side, and then the next 0, really, yeah, the next 0 should go on the left side, actually, believe it or not. Yeah, no, I'm wrong. I mean, I was right the first time. All right, and then if negative, then s equals concatenate this way. So this will work in this instance. I'm thinking you could use a stack to do this, or maybe you should use a stack to do this. Cannot find symbol. Oh, Boolean. There's a difference in Java and C++. Incompatible types. Oh, okay. Well, x is greater than 0. And we also, by the way, x equals y equals 10. Let's see what that looks like. Well, s is supposed to be a string. Oh, I see. Okay. Was not initialized. Fair enough. All right. Let's see if it works. Wrong. Ooh. No. No. 100 was fine. I want to say that 0 is the one that's wrong. That's probably the test case where it's wrong if you used 0. Which I have a tendency to forget about that one. Yeah. Something on edge case. I think this isn't handled by my code, or the current code. Also, let's go for it. Oh, I should have used a custom input. Yeah, it's the test case that I missed. I don't know. There's probably a way to do this, all this better, but I don't know. Don't know that offhand. Let's see if we can use a stack. Let's see if that's a thing. Stack of integers. Oh, yeah, we can. Okay, let's do that. Let's do it that way. I like that. I like that better. So we have s, and then we'll set it to 0 initially. Or, yeah, we'll do this. It's negative, we have a stack, x equals, divide equals 10. You can actually use a for loop here, believe it or not. For x equals n. Well, maybe not. Yeah, that's fine. We'll use a while loop. And then we're going to say, instead of changing s, we're going to take our stack and push the digit on the stack. And then we're going to say, if s is negative, we are going to add this character. And then we're going to want to read off these values from the stack. Yeah. If n is 0, then set s equal to this 0. Otherwise, we're going to read from the stack and say, you can actually say greater than or equal to 0. Well, the problem with being equal to 0 is that once you've read everything off, dividing 0 by 0 gives you 0. So that actually puts you in an infinite loop. So you don't want to do that. But then you could say, well, else do while st.empty, or not is empty. You can say s equals s plus st.pop. I think it's actually top, and then you pop. And then we don't need to do this edge case anymore. What do we do? What does this look like? Oh, you know what? We need a new stack of integers. Oh, it worked. Wow. No kidding. Oh. Let's go for it. Oh. Okay. Yeah, so it looks like the pop for Java stacks. Looks like the stack pops for Java are excuse me, I'm shifting uncomfortably here. Removes the object and returns it. Okay. Yeah, usually it's the peak is what you want, and then you pop. It actually looks like Java uses the pop and returns it. Okay. Fair enough. All right, I think we probably want to take a break, but let's see if there's more that we can do here. But yeah, I mean, you can do this in both ways, right? You can do push it onto the stack and then pop everything from the stack and build the string that way, or you can build the string in such a way where you're concatenating instead of on the right side, you're concatenating on the left side. You could do either of those approaches. So that's interesting. All right, so maybe we want to take a break. I don't know. Yeah, let's see. How many more do we have here? 1, 2. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I kind of want to like take a nap or something. Just take a break. Relax for a while. Okay, all right, let's do it. Let's do the last 2. Calendar class is an abstract class that provides methods for converting between a specific instant in time and a set of calendar fields such as year, month, day, day of month, hour, and so on, and for manipulating the calendar fields such as getting the date of the next week. You are given a date. You just need to write the method getDay, which returns the day on that date. To simplify your task, we have provided a portion of the code in the editor. Month, day, year. So month is the 8th, 14th the day of the year is 2017. Method should return Monday as the day on the date. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Complete the find day function in the editor below. Find day has the following parameters: month, day, year. Start the day of the week in capital letters, or the day of the week in the capital letters. Single line of input containing the space separated month, day, and year respectively in month, month, day, day, year, 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 year format. Constraints, year, 2000, 3000, okay. Sample input, sample output, Wednesday. Day on August 5th, 2015 was Wednesday. Oh man, there's really not a lot of, So the thing that's interesting here is output path system.get environment. What's interesting here is complete the find day function below. String the function accepts following parameters: month, day, year, find day. So what's interesting here is this function is kind of an unusual one, kind of an interesting one. It has something to do with leap years, it has something to do with the days of the month, but also they're saying you can use the calendar class to do this like quickly, efficiently. So you don't need to go like code this up yourself. So you can do calendar right now, get instance. But the thing with time is it's pretty involved. Like this is probably would take me a while to read this. Excuse me. Can I see example uses? So calendar, constructs a new calendar, default time zone. Okay. Excuse me. So, all right, probably want to create a calendar. It's protected though. Interesting. It's not abstract, is it? Just calendar. Oh, it is. Okay, abstract class. Methods converting between a specific instant and time instead of calendar fields. Manipulating calendar, time, additional fields and methods, a method get instance, object, turns a calendar object, fields of initialized current date time. Excuse me. Reduce all the calendar field values needed to implement the date time formatting to particular language, calendar style. Finds the range of values returned by certain calendar fields as well as their meaning. First month of the calendar system has the value month equals January for all calendars. Other values are defined by the concrete subclass such as era, visual field document subclass, documentation for details. So I guess my question is, like how do I know if this is abstract or not? Extend calendar, concrete subclass. So we can do a Gregorian calendar and just build one. Day of the week and month. Day of week. So we could build a Gregorian calendar, give int year, month, day of the month. So we can build a Gregorian calendar, and then we can get the day. The week year. Oh, you know what? These are actually only specific to the Gregorian calendar. So we can use a calendar that's okay, so this is like a very subtle thing we're about to do. Not subtle, but it's an interesting thing we're about to do. But what I want to say is I want to know, what are these? These are constructors, I think. Want to build our constructor, and then we want to use the calendar methods that are inherited to retrieve these values. Excuse me. So I guess we can, if we can get the day of the week, and then we can use case statements and check to see which of these it is, Monday through Sunday. We can use the constants. Excuse me, here, and then excuse me, and then print the right value depending on what it is, what we get. Turns the value of the given calendar field. But which field is it? I mean, what's the number? How do we know which field is what? Oh, I think I get it. So day of the week field has oh, I see. They use constants to do that. All right. So week of the year, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, second, millisecond. Also, why don't we just do this so I don't have to do that with my, put my head so close and strain so much. Field count, always DST offset, day of week and month. Field number for get and set, indicating the ordinal number of the day of the week in the current month. Aha, that's what we're looking for. So day of week and month. So we can get the day of the week and the month with the Gregorian calendar. So we'll do this. You ready? Find day. We're going to say calendar, C, equals new Gregorian calendar with, I guess, month, day, year. Now the constructor says what? Year, month, day. Year, month, day. And now we can say c.get, so we're going to say int which day of the week. Weekday is going to be c.get, and this is going to be what we were just looking at here, this constant, day of week and month, calendar dot day of week and month. And now we can say, use a switch and say switch on which weekday. Have case. Now I hope the switch statements work in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can I actually do an array? That might be better. But we'll do it this way. So case calendar dot Monday and break. I hope we can do this. Monday Actually, we'll do this 7 times. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. All right. Tuesday. Wednesday. There might be a better way to do this as well. Probably. Thursday. Friday. And then Saturday. And Sunday. Okay, and then I guess as a default, which just doesn't do anything. And at the end of this switch statement, we then system.out.println s. Okay. What happens if we try to do this? What do we get? Compilation error. All right. Why is that? Missing return statement. Oh. Oh. Okay. And what is it possible for us to return an error or a mistake or something? Excuse me. Doesn't really say what the output turn string capital letters. Okay. Mine Sunday, expected Wednesday. What? Excuse me. Well, it's interesting that this compiles. So I was right. Okay, switch statement works, and yeah, okay. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Let's say day of week and month, each weekday. See, I get year, month, day. All right, that's how you get the Gregorian calendar. It's year, month, day. Month, day, year. Month, day, year. Well, how? Excuse me? How does that happen? What? What? Excuse me. So, okay. 9/9/2021 is... Oh. I was supposed to show that. Oh, that's annoying. I think fortunately you didn't see anything. Oh, man. Oh, that's annoying. So, do you see anything? I don't think so. Nice. Okay, you didn't see anything. At least I don't think you did. Alright, but this is Thursday. So 9/9/21 is Thursday. Right? So we do 09/09/2021, we should get Thursday. Monday? What? That's not correct. That's not correct. What is going on? August is a month, day, year, right? This is month, day, year. How did we get 9/9 to what is going on? Month. So if we go in the next day, we should get Tuesday, right? Hopefully. Presumably. Okay, it's still showing Monday. Okay, that could be a problem. Okay. A little confusing. Still Monday. Okay, it's just constantly showing Monday. What was the... This was showing Sunday. 8/05/2015. Huh. What is going on? Sunday? Okay. If we go to 6, is it also Sunday? Still Sunday? I don't know what's going on here. This is really bizarre. Okay, how about 16? Still Sunday. Like what? Huh? What if we add 3 days? Monday. Okay, go back. What is going on? Sunday. Alright. 7. Still Sunday. 8. Monday. Let's go with 20. Tuesday. Alright, this is completely bizarre. I don't know what's happening. How is that logical at all? Like, how does that make any sense? Does this need to be the Gregorian calendar, maybe? No, it's inherited, right? That is so confusing. Day of week and month. Day of week. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay, maybe this should be just the day of the week then, not day of the week and month. Okay, that is extremely confusing or disconcerting. Indicating the ordinal number of the day of the week within the current month. Together with the day of the week field, this uniquely specifies a day within a month. And like week of month and week of year, this field's value does not depend on get first day of week or get minimal day in first week. Day of month, 1 through 7, always correspond to day of week and month, 1 through 8. 8 through 14 correspond to day of week and month. 2. I'm so confused. What does this mean? What does this do? And so on. Day of week and month 0 indicates the week before day of month 1. Negative values count back. I'm so confused. Back from the end of the month. So the last Sunday of a month is specified as day of week equals Sunday, day of week and month equals -1. Because negative values count backwards, they will usually be aligned differently within the month. Then positive values, for example, a month has 31 days, day of week and month -1 will overlap day of week and month 5 and the end of 4. I am so confused. I do not know what this is talking about, but I think day of week is what we were supposed to use. Not day of week and month. Whatever day of week and month means, I don't know. But day of week seems to be what we're after. That's pretty nifty that there's a calendar class that's already provided for you for Java. So 8:15. So 8:15. 8:05 was Wednesday. Okay, let's try that. I think that's what we're going for here. Saturday. Nice. What? What? What is going on, man? That's not. That's. Come on. What? Saturday. You gotta be kidding me. Perfect. Okay, what if we do 6 though? The next day should be Sunday, right? Hopefully, presumably. Okay, that's at least kind of working. Monday. All right. What if we go to 0? Right? The 0th day. The next 1. Tuesday. So I think this is always, oops. This is very confusing. Thursday. So what did they say? They said 2015, 8:05, 20. I don't know what's wrong. Saturday. How did we get Saturday for that? What do you mean Saturday? Why is this not Wednesday? What? Alright, what's today? 9/9/2021. Okay. Maybe their test case is just wrong. I don't think so, but it's possible. Saturday. Okay, wrong. This is not Saturday. Excuse me. Oh, come on, man. Year, month, day, right? That's what the constructor says for the Gregorian calendar. Year, month, day of month. Year, month, day of month, hour of day, minute, year, month, day of month, hour of day, minute, second, locale, time zone. Ooh, excuse me. I am so confused. Gets what the first day of the week is. Sunday in the US, Monday in France. Oh, okay, maybe that's why we're not. Oh, that's right, actually. And we just set the locale, or the time zone. Excuse me. I don't know, week, year, week of year, and day of week. I don't know what these are. A given time zone. Excuse me. The default time zone and the default locale. Well, what are those? What are those? So maybe that's the deal. Maybe we're in a different time zone for some reason. And so we're not given, and so we're not given, I don't know. I mean, maybe, I don't know. Let's just do Los Angeles, right? Excuse me. We could set the time zone. Excuse me. Oh, man. How do I set the time zone with this thing? There we go, set time zone, okay. It's abstract, simple time zone. We want, string ID raw offset. Excuse me. I actually don't know, man. It's too complicated just to get the day of the week. Simple times. I think I might just call it. This is like way too much. It's a lot of effort for I just think because I'm tired and I also don't want to go through the effort of trying to figure all this out, reading all this out. It's just so much to go through. I think because part of the issue is like it seems that we're trying to move the time ahead or behind or something, like the where are we? Yeah, it seems like we're trying to move the time ahead or behind or what have you, where the thing that the issue that we're having is I suspect somehow the start of the week is a different configuration maybe than the one that I had that's supposed to return Wednesday, I guess. Excuse me, I'm like yawning a lot. Yeah, somehow we're not getting the right day, and that's just totally beyond me as to why that might be the case. Huh. I think I'll just come back to this later. I need to take a nap. Simple time zone. Oh, excuse me. I'm not seeing how it's possible that I think I'd have to go see someone's example how to do this. This is like way too complicated for something that would otherwise be pretty simple. But yeah, it's, basically I mean this should be the thing to do. Just create a Gregorian calendar with the right inputs, and then get the weekday. But for some reason the weekday we're getting is not the correct one. We're getting Saturday, today's Thursday, so it's 3 days off for reasons that are completely beyond me why that might be. I mean, I can't explain that at all, I guess, really at all. How do you explain that? Like, you really can't. I guess there has to be maybe leap years taken into consideration or not taken into consideration, or something strange is going on here. Maybe these constants are different, I don't know. But these are definitely, I think I set the case statements up correctly. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I mean, definitely the case. If we go to 10, we should go to Sunday. This should be Monday. This should be Tuesday. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and back to Saturday. Alright, what do we get if we do this? How come? Oh, okay. You can only do these one of these at a time. These test cases. All right, fair enough. Okay. Great. So we want to go to 16, 10, 11. Monday. 12 should be Tuesday. 13 should be Wednesday. 14 should be Thursday. And 15 should be Friday. 16 should be back to Saturday. Yeah, I mean that works, but I don't know. But the actual date is not Saturday. It's Thursday. So that's interesting. Something's off with this calendar. I don't know what it is. I don't know, maybe the times, I can't put the time zone. I mean, maybe it could be, well, Thursday, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday is 2 days. Yeah, so it's 2 days difference. So it could be starting on the wrong day of the week. That counts for 1 day. And it could also be 12 hours ahead. So if it's 12 hours ahead, then we're move forward a day, and then maybe if we start on the wrong day, move forward another day. So maybe that's why it's 2 days. Okay, that's probably it. It's got to set the time zone. We got to set the. I guess we just need to specify the time zone. That's probably all we need to do. Maybe if this is in like Singapore or something, maybe that's, I don't know, wherever the server is running this from. Well, where is it Saturday right now, realistically? Right? Oh, no. But that was the thing. If it was in France, actually, it could be. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's servers are in France. I think the servers are in India. I think that's why this is coming out this way, because the servers are in India, and maybe they use a different, like the day on their calendar would be different, and then also the time zone, because the time itself, it's also a different time. It could be, maybe it's just the time zone we have to set, but pretty interesting. Yeah, time is always pretty complicated when you're dealing with software and time. It's a pain in the neck. But let me go. I'm gonna take a break. So thank you for watching. I'll talk to you soon. Yeah, basically I had an interview for a job, and they wanted me to know a little bit more about Java, and I think it would have been okay, but there were like some really basic syntactical things with Java that I got stuck on, and I didn't want to answer the questions because I didn't really know, and it was kind of uncomfortable to answer them. Sort of write the code. I actually probably would have been fine if I could have probably even guessed the syntax and would have been okay, but for whatever reason, I didn't do that, so I kind of got stuck. That's unfortunate. But that's okay. It is what it is. Just kind of move on to the next thing, I guess. Keep going forward. Yeah, I don't know, man. But yeah, so I wanted to review like basic Java again. Alrighty, I'm gonna go. Oh, this should be recording. Let me delete that later. Yeah, thank you for watching. I will talk to you soon. Have a good rest of your day. And I guess tomorrow we'll come back and do more Java on Hackerrank, just more Java questions. Yeah, I don't know. Just keep going, just day at a time here. So yeah, thanks for watching. Talk to you soon. Have a good rest of your night, and take care.